Hi everyone, I'm at the station. Oh, look at my eyes. Oh, look at my gums. That is not good. That is really not good. My eyes look fucking cross-eyed. They look like they're kind of looking at here, looking at the bridge of my nose. Bro, oh, you know what? After the last couple of days of nonsense, hang on. After the last couple of days of nonsense, I've been really, really angry, unsurprisingly. And I've been talking about physically assaulting my neighbor. Um, I gotta be honest with you guys, my mind hasn't changed on that. But what did change was the realization that I came to tonight. I was gonna do a new moon reading for Ardra. I'm still going to do that reading. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to broadcast it, given everything that's going on. But I was about to write a reading for the new moon in Ardra for Empress Justice Tarot and Empress Justice Astrology. And the thought suddenly hit me, who would trust a tarot reader who's been to prison? Now, there are loads of tarot readers out there. There are tarot readers who have been through sectioning. There are tarot readers who have mental illness, who have physical disabilities. But my specific case is very, very unique because I'm a targeted individual. I'm not the only targeted individual out there, but because I'm a targeted individual, everything it's like everything that looks right is left, which means I'm always going to be painted to be the villain no matter what. Like, do you know what I mean? So it doesn't matter what I do, I'm always going to be the bad guy. I'm always going to be the villain. And I've learned that instead of shying away from that, and instead of trying to convince people that I'm a good person or that I'm a victim of this crime, I feel like my part in the revolution, my part in rebelling against fascism, my part in rebelling against the human trafficking of not just targeted individuals, but also of immigrants, also of black and brown people, of poor white people, the fucking rolling back of rights of both women and children. The only way that I can really rebel against that is if I give everybody villainizing me exactly what they ask for. So, knowing that, I'm thinking to myself, how are people going to trust a tarot reader who's been to prison? That's when I started crying. And it wasn't because I wasn't going to be able to do tarot readings anymore. It's because when I gave the readings, I wanted people to be able to trust me. And I love tarot readings. I'm not being funny. Empress Justice Tarot gets about, what, 10 views at most, and most of those views are from perps. So, like, you know what I mean? It's not like it's some big thing. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's some big enterprise that I'm doing. I do tarot because I love it, right? But even more than doing the tarot itself, I love that I'm able to change people's lives for the better with my readings. I fucking love that. But hear what, right? This life keeps showing me, it keeps showing me that there are more important things than what I love. There are more important things even than who I love. My family, for instance. I am crazy about my family. I come on here and I talk shit. Yeah, I talk shit. And yeah, I know that some of them are perps. But I'm fucking crazy about my family. I love them in a way that I shouldn't love them. I should not love them and they shouldn't love me. We've been disgusting to each other. But I love them with my marrow. But this right here, taking a stand, performing my own revolution in my own way, is more important than my family. Revolution in my own way is more important than my tarot readings. Let everybody else have the fucking decks. It's more important even than my mother. I'm sorry, but this is more important than her. It's bigger than her. If it's bigger than me, it's bigger than her. It's bigger than my family. It's bigger than my brothers. It's bigger than my sister. It's bigger than my uncles, aunts, cousins. It's bigger than all of them. And what I'm realizing now is that me doing this whole thing, like me being violent and all that type of shit, me doing things in my own way is something that I have to do alone. This road is not for everybody. It's not for everybody. And I'm going to be frank with all of you. Everything that I've done on my social media is fucking reckless. This is not me suggesting that everybody does what I do. No. This is me leaning in to the mad woman, leaning into the big black woman, leaning into the fat evil cunt, leaning in. This is me leaning in as my way of helping the revolution against fascism and against the human trafficking that has facilitated World War III. Because there's going to be a change, but I know I'm not going to be credited. Nobody's going to know who the fuck I am. Nobody's going to give a shit. But I'm going to play my part for humanity's good. And again, I know how this sounds. This sounds fucking delusional. I know. But at the end of the day, me leaning into the weakness in myself and not running away from it, me leaning into the villain that everybody paints me as, me leaning into that is fucking crucial. Fighting for gangstalking to end, fighting for TIs and trafficking abuse victims and survivors to have their voice is a million times, and I mean a million fucking times, more important than any fucking tarot or astrology. It's more important than music. It's more important than King. Anything that I love, it's more important than that. 1,000 times. This shit right here is part of gang stalking. And when I was in the throes of my anger thinking, I'm gonna beat their ass, I'm gonna beat their ass, like I'm thinking, like the whole time, I'm thinking, I want to do it to get revenge. Now I'm thinking I have to do it. I've got to bring the police after me. I've got to bring mental health after me. I've got to use their strengths against them. I've got to do it because it's part of something bigger and not everybody is going to understand. Quite frankly, me 20 years ago, I would never have understood this. I would have thought this was fucking crazy. But hear what, right? Sometimes in order to beat your enemies, you have to lean into everything that they think of you. You've got to lean in. In my case, not everybody's case, not everybody has to go down that road. But you've got to lean into what people think of you. Let them have the paranoid schizophrenia. Let them have the fat. Let them have the black. Let them have the quick. Let them have it. Be the fucking villain if that is what they're going to come at you with. And that's when I started realizing I felt the same way when I went down to Chris Kaba. I'm gonna level with you guys. Chris Kaba started the whole thing off with Black Brighton for me, the fellowship. Yeah. That's what started all of that. That's what started me moving into Black Brighton and stuff like that. It was the Chris Kaba protest. I went there with the intention of getting revenge on these people here who were racist to me. And it was like over a year and a half at that point, they were being racist to me and they were being like just fucking miserable globs of smegma. But that's for another story, okay? I went to that protest with the intention of getting revenge on my enemies by broadcasting their flaws, their disgusting behavior for the world to hear, for other people going through police custody and stuff like that. Like, I wanted revenge. That's what I wanted. But then I heard the story of I'm sorry. Then I heard the story of a man whose brother was murdered by police. And I thought to myself, I didn't want to do it, because hearing these people's stories about how they suffered under police brutality, I didn't want to make this about me. But then when I got on that stage, I knew I had to do it. I knew I had to. I knew I had to. I knew I had to say something, because it wasn't just about me. I knew I had to. I knew I had to say something. Because it's not just about me anymore. People are being trafficked, they're being murdered, people are dying. And they're dying for no other reason than other people think it's fun. I had to say something. It went from being I want to say something to get back at my enemies, to now I have to say something for people who died unjustly. I had to say something. So I ended up talking about my own experience with police brutality. I was set up. It's not like now where I'm coming online and I'm saying what I'm going to do and I'm just like, you know what I mean? It's not like now, with me being reckless and shit. The police set me up, took me in without arrest, and they brutalized me. And I heard one of the police officers say that they had to let me go because there were too many witnesses. The police were Freemasonic. And I had to talk about that. And I had to talk about the racism as well from these people. But again, the motivation changed when I saw how much pain was being caused. I couldn't fucking let that slide. Couldn't let that slide, man. That's why I hate police. I'm sorry, there's a fly there. I'm trying to... I had to say something. And now I'm feeling the same way about this situation, where my rage has overtaken me. It's gone from me being like, I want to do this because I want to get back at my gangstalkers, to now I got to do this. I've got to be me and I've got to go all the way because this is important. This is about more than just calling me a fat cunt or whatever. I'm not even that big. And even if I was, fat people are human. Like, who cares? It's not about somebody calling me, like, forgive my language, a black cunt. Heard it before. It's not about that. It's not about people who can't shut their fucking mouths. This is influencing policy. Gang stalking is one of the major reasons why rights are being rolled back for Black, queer, and trans people, and for women. It's the main reason why immigrants are disappearing from hotels. You think gang stalking doesn't facilitate that shit? And all the protests as well, where gang stalkers show up. The gang stalkers showed up at the Chris Kaba protest. They showed up, brazenly showed up right in my face. These people are influencing policy. They're sabotaging people from the inside. Why do you think I spoke out about Black Brighton Market on my Empress Justice Tarot channel? It wasn't the organization itself that was the issue. There were saboteurs doing track and report. Light street theater. This is not a joke. And, you know, these things are getting people psychiatrically trafficked, like trafficked through psychiatry. People being overdosed and shit. People being treated like zoo animals. And there are people who are targeted individuals who have been injected before. Now, again, I'm risking being injected. I'm risking it all because I want to use the strength of authority against itself. But I've seen one person be injected, one TI be injected. I don't think they remember me. I saw one TI being injected to the point where they couldn't speak. In fact, I know 2 TIs who've been injected to the point where they couldn't speak. I'm ready for that too, because I know that if I can't talk, I can definitely listen. There have been TIs who have been murdered. Phil Leak is one. There was also another one called David that I did TI TV with Kieran Lee Perrin. And when he died, there were apparently triangular marks found all over his heart from where the DEW weapons had been fired. And I talked about that before. Not to mention the fucking brutal racial attacks, the attacks on women, the attacks on trans people, the fact that so many hate crimes are happening and the people committing the hate crimes are just walking around untouched is crazy. Crazy. These people here have been walking around town talking about what a villain I am. Now, again, I'm playing into it, but they've been walking around talking about what a villain I am while using reactive abuse against me. And it doesn't just affect me. There are other Black people here alongside racist pieces of shit. There are other brown people here alongside racist pieces of shit. This shit is not a joke. And they're out here walking around town talking about, the big black, the fuck you want? You need your ass beat. This is trafficking. This is not a fucking, and then them letting agents come in here yesterday. Oh, maybe we should move you to a place where there's no family. Shut the fuck up, bitch. You lying piece of shit. About, look, we should probably move you where there's no families. Move me where there are no human traffickers, please. If you're going to do anything, do that. Causing someone a brain bleeding by gang stalking and gang stalk hacking is also an attempt to murder. It's torture. It's torture. They're torturing you for life. They're doing this to God knows how many people. Firing weapons and causing, brain hemorrhages. Just like Jemmy said. Brain hemorrhages. That's how they killed my mum. That's how they've killed several other people through brain hemorrhages and also cancer. My aunt-in-law was killed with fucking electronic weapons. I'm sure of it. I'm sure she was killed by that. She's not even the only one who's had cancer. I'm watching people getting murdered left and motherfucking right out here. Are you serious? And now everybody's getting their panties in a knot? Because I want to fight? Listen, man, I understand that injuries can come from fighting. I get that. I get the risk involved. But my intention is not to murder, it's to send a message. And it's to play a part in the revolution against the people that are gangstalking us, against the people that are harming minorities. I'm not going to call them minorities, against harming marginalized people. That's my part to play in order for me to do what I need to do. I can't just be a villain in the eyes of these people. I have to be a villain in the eyes of my own people too. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud, but I've got to be everybody's villain. That's the only way I'm going to play my part. So again, I know I'm reckless. What my regret is that I didn't go all the way when I was younger. If you're going to be reckless, you've got to go all the way. If you're going to be strategic, calculated, you've got to go all the way. And if I'm going to be the villain to everyone, then I got to go all the way. So I'm going to go down to Brighton and Hove Council tomorrow. And I'm going to get this fucking shit sorted out. My letting agents have said that they've spoken to Brighton and Hove Council. I don't know whether they have or not. They could be telling the truth. They could be lying. These people lie like they breathe. So they could be lying, but they could also be telling the truth because Brighton and Hove are notoriously very, very full. There's a lot of people coming over here with lots of different stories. So I don't expect anybody to be quick about it. But there is a deadline. I'm not going to wait forever before I physically do something because it's been 3.5 years. It's been 3.5 years that psychiatric trafficking, attempted psychiatric trafficking, attempted incitement have gone completely unanswered. And hate crimes unanswered by police, by mental health, and by my landlords. It's time. So what kind of tarot reader am I going to be who's been in prison? I don't know, sir. I don't know, missus. It's worth finding out, though. And if they inject me, they inject me. Let it happen, because again, it's about using their strengths against them. It's not about trying to be stronger than them. So let it happen. Let the chips fall where they may. Okay. Now I'm going to write my new moon reading. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read it, like given everything that I've said here today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read it, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do tonight. And I'm going to eat my rice. Okay. Now, I love you guys very much. And to Jemmy Kaiser, thank you for joining me. And for all my other TIs, let me know in the comments how you guys are doing. And yeah, I'm going to kill this fly. And I'm going to get back to you guys. Take care. Bye-bye, my darlings.